So welcome to your live video where I am joined today by Stephany Sandoval at Reiki Mind, Body, and Soul. And in today's post, we're going to introduce you to Stephany's upcoming Women's Wellness Retreat, and we're going to chat all things women's wellness. So this retreat will be August 3rd in Camarillo, California. So let's go ahead and bring Stephany in. Just give us just a second. And this is the awkward part of.
Hi, Tanya.
Hey, Stephany, welcome. So happy to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited to speak to you about your upcoming retreat and all things women's wellness. So first tell us, though, we have to know, what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I try to, for the most part, wake up at 6 every day. And I do like a quick 5 to 10 minute guided meditation. And after that, I feel like I'm ready to go. I do self Reiki also. And once I'm up, cup of coffee, of course, and get myself to the gym. So I'm very fortunate. I have a gym at my apartment complex, and that's where I spend the first 30 to 40 minutes of my day. Once I'm done working out, I go back home. I have two huskies that are very demanding for attention. So I feed myself, feed them, and go out for a long walk with them. So that's a really great way for me to start my day. Definitely a slow morning where I can focus on myself, do some grounding. I do not have my phone with me while I'm walking them because it's a great time for me. Like, everything is quiet and you just hear the birds chirping. There's no other sounds in the morning, and I just love kind of that grounding moment for myself. Then I get back, I get ready, and I'm ready to start my day after that.
Yeah, so you have a morning wellness routine, rather. But and that's so great. I think that's really important, just to really start the day in a grounded way. And I think the way that you're starting your day is fabulous. And even if you are busy and you can't spend that much time on your morning routine, you've got kids, you've got work, you've got this, you've got that. For me, just even 3 breaths is a great way to start a morning routine.
It is, that's right. And I think that's what a lot of people may not realize sometimes. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be, an all day thing. It can just be as simple as sitting down, taking 3 deep breaths. And that's something I do throughout the day too, where if, something came up or a stressful situation or whatever it may be, I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to sit back, take a few deep breaths, and you feel so much better afterward. It gives you this mental clarity. And I don't know, it's just so easy to do. Anyone can do it whenever, wherever.
Yes, and that's one of the things about yoga when we first come to yoga practice, is we always start by centering with the breath. The breath is so important. It's an amazing tool that is underappreciated and overlooked.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, so what we want to know is a little bit about your journey and what led you to become a Reiki master and healer.
Mm-hmm. So for those that know me, I have struggled with migraines for as long as I can remember. I think I was probably in like 6th grade when I remember them becoming something very constant. Um, and up until like 2 years ago, I was finally ready to say, you know what, I need to make a change about it. And obviously started with my primary care doctor, started seeing a neurologist. I wasn't getting the answers I wanted. and I wasn't getting treatment I wanted. It was all like, oh, let's take this medication. Oh, that one's not working anymore. Let's go to another one. And it was not fixing the root cause, which can be stress. Like a lot of times stress manifests itself in different pain. And for me, it was migraines, and I wasn't dealing with it. I was just putting a band-aid over it with all these medications. And I was like, you know what? I need to do something about it. So I started looking for a more holistic approach to it. And I started doing, yoga classes here and there. I started working out whenever I had the time to do it. And I started doing acupuncture once a week, and I noticed that started helping me a lot. And I remember even asking my neurologist, I was like, does acupuncture work? Is it something that's going to help me? And for him, the answer was, I don't have any patients that have stuck with it long enough, so I don't know what to tell you about that. So from there, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to follow my instinct, my intuition, whatever feels right for me. And after that, I was gifted a deck of oracle cards. And it was at the perfect time. I felt stuck, and, I just wanted answers. I wanted to do something different with my life. And I, did the cards on myself, and I did a card reading. And when I asked what I should do with my life to kind of ease the stress that I was having and kind of be in control of my life and not have migraines be in control of me, the answer was to look into energy work. And it was something I hadn't really heard of before. And I started doing my research. I came across Reiki, and I started off on myself, because in order to help others, you have to start with yourself first. And that's pretty much what I guess I just, cured myself, never even went back to my neurologist. I'm not on any sort of medication anymore. And, I just did what felt right for myself. And here I am now.
Yes. Your story sounds so familiar to me. I've had a similar experience. Yeah. And just, I want to point out, for me, much like you, following my intuition as the authority for my health was a big aha moment for me. And if you're watching this, I encourage you to do the same. Just, you're going to know you better than anybody else. And the person who is most invested in you is you. Because, yeah, you're the one that has the most to lose. It's your health, it's your life, it's your family. So I can relate to that in so many ways.
Yeah.
So we have a one-day women's wellness retreat coming up. And so what inspired you to create this retreat, and what's going to make it unique?
So I went on a women's retreat, or it was specifically a yoga retreat last year. It was May of last year in Mexico. And everyone that knows me knows that I love the beach. I love the water. I'm either there by myself, with family, with my dogs. It's just so healing. So the moment I started looking into a wellness retreat, I was like, I don't know where it's going to be. I just know I want it by the water for myself. And from the moment I arrived, I felt this sense of peace and calm that stuck with me throughout the whole week that I was there. And I remember a lot of us kind of joking around after, like when it was coming to an end, we were like, so is that it? Is this feeling gonna stay here? Because as soon as we get to the airport, all the stress is gonna come back, like there's so many people there. Am I gonna make it on time? Now I have to go back to work on Monday. And, it was just like, is that it? Should we meet up again for another retreat in the future so that we can get this feeling again? And I told myself, no, like if this isn't it for me, and I want to continue having this feeling with me on a day-to-day basis, which I have. And what a lot of people, I think, don't really know is that at these retreats, you learn how to do self-care in an easy way, kind of like what we were just talking about earlier, where you do it, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be an hour long. You learn how to do a quick little yoga class if that's all you have, a 15-minute, even if it's just stretching, right? Maybe you're not a yoga expert, and you don't have to get into all these crazy poses. And just some stretches in the morning, a little guided meditation. YouTube has so many free resources that you can do. Um, and that's kind of what I stuck with. And just recently, I was having a conversation with a friend, and it just came to me. And I was like, you know what? I actually want to create a retreat that's local. I don't think people have to invest so much money and time into going to Bali or Mexico or wherever it can be. I was like, I want to bring that to people. I want to have it be local. I want to have it be more accessible to anyone who wants to be a part of it. And it's just a day for them to um, like unplug and recharge so that once the day is over, they're ready to take on whatever it is that their life throws at them.
Yeah. And that's so important, just to have that time, that space, just to reconnect with yourself
Mm-hmm.
and to feel supported in this world. I think a lot of times, many of us feel alone and
Yeah.
just, I'm the only one going through this. And oftentimes that's just not true. So, how do you integrate Reiki healing into your wellness retreats, and what can we expect?
Okay, so Reiki will be part of the retreat in three different ways. So in the morning, we're going to start off with an opening ceremony where we're going to set our intentions for the day. Everyone's kind of going to share why they're there, and what they expect to receive out of this day. And there will be a guided meditation that will be infused with Reiki energy for receive it. Um, then later during the day, we're going to have spa treatments available, and you can book either acupuncture, reflexology, a full body massage, or a facial. And that's where I come in. I'm going to help my friend out. She's the esthetician that will be giving the facials, and I will infuse that facial with Reiki energy for those that want it. And then at the end of the day, we have a closing ceremony with a sound bath that will also have Reiki energy infused into it. So it's just going to be a day full of pure bliss and relaxation with this Reiki energy that will be present.
That sounds so good.
No one's going to want to leave.
Yeah, everyone's just gonna be like, oh, I just want to stay and do it again.
Yeah.
So, will this retreat cater to beginners or those more experienced in wellness practices, or is it just for all women?
I wanted it to be something that's for all women, anyone and everyone who wants to take a part in it. We're having everything pretty much beginner friendly. And it's just like a little introduction, to all these different wellness um, areas. So it could be someone that has never done a yoga class before. It could be someone that has no idea what a sound bath is. You don't have to worry about bringing anything for it because we're going to provide everything that you need from your yoga mat to yoga blocks, anything that you need for the meditations. We'll have bolsters and blankets. It's probably going to be really hot. Maybe no one's going to need a blanket, but I just like, sometimes blankets just give into that coziness, and we'll have everything available for whoever wants it or doesn't need it. It's just all going to be there.
Yeah, and I heard that there's going to be a chef and maybe a wellness workshop.
Yes, that's true. We're also, when we were putting together the retreat, we came together, everyone that's going to be facilitating it and hosting, and we kind of talked about what are the key components or what's the most important thing people felt. And a lot of us have gone to a retreat and we all said food. Food is important. Who doesn't love food, right? So, everyone that knows me too, I'm eating like every 2 hours, and it's always a joke, like, oh, you're getting hungry again. But um, food is really important, and we are having a private chef that will be with us, and she's going to be leading a workshop with a nutrition coach. And the big reason behind this is because I think a lot of women also struggle with a way of incorporating wellness into their life is a healthy diet. And I think society has kind of led us to think that in order to eat healthy, it's going to be expensive because you have to buy organic, or it's going to take up a lot of your time. You're going to be in the kitchen for 2 hours. And what our chef and nutrition coach are going to be doing that day is kind of talk to us about how it doesn't have to be overcomplicated and how it can be really simple, and how healthy eating isn't just chicken, rice, and veggies. You know, there's so many different dishes you can put together to have a balanced diet that's going to be good for your overall health, and it's going to fuel your body. So we're really excited about that part. I know everyone's just really excited about it on the back end, and we can't wait to share all these good tools and information with our guests.
Yeah, food is where it's at for people, right?
Yeah.
We eat to nourish ourselves. A lot of people eat for emotional reasons, stress. They either
Mhm.
overeat or undereat. I undereat. But yeah, so food is just a main component in people's lives. And there's such a negative spin or a negative mindset around food. Like we punish
Yeah.
ourselves with food. Food is the enemy. Food causes weight, and that's so not true. Food is nourishing, and it can be so simple.
Yeah, that's true.
So
It
simple.
can be really simple, and you don't have to cut out food groups either. You know, like I personally love carbs, and I don't cut them out of my life. You know, for me, I'm like, give me the rice, give me the potatoes.
Yeah,
And there's just ways to kind of work around having a good balanced diet, and that's what we're going to focus on.
yeah, that's wonderful. I'm excited for that.
Mhm.
So, what are some common challenges women face when it comes to wellness, and how does your retreat address that or help them?
Mhm. I think a big one, kind of what we were just talking about, one of those components is definitely time, and um, time for meal prepping or making dinner, right? And with time, I think we also kind of touched on it already, where, you know, people think it has to, you know, they have to spend so much money on a gym membership, or they have to spend so much time to get to their dance class or yoga class. And it doesn't have to be that way, you know. If you really want to make a change in your life, there is a way to do it, and time doesn't necessarily have to get in the way. And I think a good way that we're going to address that at the retreat is kind of showing you that, you know, with time management, you can incorporate these into your life. And this doesn't mean that once the day is over, you have to do everything that you learned. You know, you don't have to sign up for all the sound baths, do the meditations, do the yoga class. I just want them to kind of take away at least one of these, you know, one of them that really resonates with them. And they say, you know what? I'm going to start signing up for a yoga class at least twice a week.
Mhm.
Or I'm actually going to start going to a massage once a month. Or, oh, I don't have, you know, the money to do a facial every month, but I can do self-care at home. Like, you know, put on a face mask after I get out of the shower, or put on a face mask while I'm taking a bath. Just something simple that they can incorporate already into their day-to-day life.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a simple mindset shift, or especially the mind shift around money. Um,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be expensive. There's plenty of affordable options,
Yeah.
and you are investing in you.
Mm-hmm.
You're investing in your wellness. You're investing in your well-being. That was another big shift for me when I was in my 30s, just to realize, hey, I deserve this.
Yeah.
And just for my longevity, my health, my well-being, just as a mother and a partner and a person out there in the community,
Yeah.
this is just something I need. And it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
And it's okay. And I think that's another challenge too, where as women, and this is the reason why I wanted to create a wellness retreat that was specifically for women, we always tend to leave ourselves last. And we're doing it completely wrong, because in order to help others, you have to help yourself first. And it kind of goes back to, you know, all these phrases that we've heard. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Mhm.
Or even when you're on a flight, you know, when they're kind of going over those little safety measures at the beginning, and they say, if anything happens, put your own mask first and then put it on the person next to you. I mean, if you're running out of breath, how are you going to be able to help someone else, right? You can't even see anymore. And you have to help yourself before you help others. And I think that's something as women, we really have to understand, and we really have to kind of come together where we're not alone in this, and we can find ways to help ourselves first before helping everyone else, because that's what we always do. It's in our nature to just be there for everyone
Yeah.
at all times. And at the end of the day, we're like, oh man, I didn't do this for myself. I'll try again tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. So women are just naturally caregivers. We're out there taking care of everything, taking it all on, managing not only ourselves, but our children's lives, their emotions, trying to help
Yeah.
them navigate as they grow. Even when you get older, like I am, your parents start to age, and then you're kind of back in this caregiving position.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, so I think we talked about a lot of personal growth and healing that maybe attendees, women, can achieve by attending this retreat. Can you think of any others?
Um, what else? Let's see.
Or what the biggest um, growth might be? I think it would be mind shift change, really.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Just
Mm-hmm.
a big mindset shift is going to be the biggest thing. And just for them to kind of have this awakening, of, you know what, I can put myself first, and these are different ways I can do so, whether it's through nutrition, whether it's through meditations or taking some sort of wellness class. It could be anything, a dance class, yoga, kickboxing, playing a sport. A lot of people are into pickleball right now. So, join a pickleball group,
Yeah.
and, just kind of, I think this will really spark that change in people to understand that they need to prioritize themselves and their health.
And yeah, and so you touched a little bit right there on community and being part of a supportive community that lifts you up. And I think that is so important to people's mental health and well-being. So
Yeah.
it's right now, if you're in some sort of toxic relationship, just let it go. You deserve better. Just walk away from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That yeah, just so I want to know, how can our listeners sign up for this retreat? And are there any special offers or discounts, or what do you have available?
Yes, so they can sign up on my website, ReikiMindBodySoul.com. The link is in my bio. Um, and we do have an early bird discount. I think we're in the last 2 weeks now for that early bird price. So the earlier you sign up, the better. You can go by yourself, you can come with your best friend, and it's gonna be great. So make sure you sign up for this within the next 2 weeks so you do get that early bird price.
Yeah, and Stephany, you have a wonderful like swag bag available for people, and I saw some of the items in that, and I was so excited for women to receive these items.
Yes, that's one of my most like my favorite part of it. Other than the spa treatments, I don't know. If I had to pick one thing, I honestly don't know what I would pick, but the swag bag is going to be really nice. We have a canvas bag that you can use to hold your yoga mat. So we're going to be gifting everyone a yoga mat that they can take home with them and keep. And there's going to be a lot of self-care things in here that a lot of the facilitators are kind of going to be gifting to everyone. So there'll be something around nutrition, maybe a few little recipes in there. And I may be saying too much, but I just want to get everyone excited for it. There's going to be a face mask in there also, and there's going to be just a lot of wonderful things. So you're not going to want to miss out on that.
Yes, that is so exciting. So what is next for you in your journey as a Reiki healer, master, wellness coordinator? Do you have any upcoming projects or retreats that we should know about?
So as of now, I am completely focused on this retreat. I know this is just, and Reiki has just been like an opening door for me. And I know there's just still so much to come. As a retreat coordinator, I do want to kind of, I don't know, maybe make one for men also. I think um, men are so focused on providing all the time, And they should also tap into this side of self-care and wellness, and maybe for them it's a little bit more intense, like a workout class, for example. But I do want to cater to different groups of people and different needs. Maybe also do a little bit of corporate wellness also, where people can sign up, or, small businesses can sign up and have a retreat for their employees. So I don't know. The options are endless.
They really are. They really are. And those groups that you touched on could definitely use some self care and just learning about self care. I know my husband is one to put off just preventative care. And like, you really need to do this because,
Yeah.
and it's not as bad for you as what they go and put me through. So.
Yeah. The snowball effect.
Yeah, just and it's so important just for as you age, especially.
Mhm.
All right, Stephany, thank you so much for joining us. This was a wonderful discussion, chat, and I am so excited for you and for what you have coming up. This retreat is going to be amazing. If you are interested in joining this retreat, please check out Stephany's website, and I will have everything in the comments below this recording. And thank you, Stephany. It was a delight, as always.
Thank you so much for having me, Tanya.
Yes. Have a
Talk
wonderful
soon.
day.
Thank you, you too.